Alright, let's try this again. It's like the 5th take I've done this video now. I keep on re-recording because I'm overhyped or recording on the wrong side and it doesn't edit it correctly. I don't know what this part of the clip's gonna look like as I rotate this camera around. But you guys remember when I predicted Ryuzu forever ago and it came back to anime? And that means C.H.R.O.N.O.J.E.T's back and C.H.R.O.N.O.J.E.T is gonna have a little bit of a focus. Remember how I talked about another card? We did it. I don't know if I could have the same reaction screen right now from the other takes that failed, but we did it. My boy's back. C.H.R.O.N.O.J.E.T is back. We got way too close to my mouth there. Oh my god. So hopefully this take will be a lot faster than the others, because I've had some time to collect my thought now. C.H.R.O.N.O.J.E.T. Real quick history. 2000 and forever, who knows? B.A.C.K unveiled a card. They said new clan Chronicle. It was a time travel based clan. They showed us a picture of a cool dragon. I was like, this dragon looks cool, and that was C.H.R.O.N.O.J.E.T dragon, and boom, he was the avatar. Fast forward, he's in anime. He has 10 billion cool things. C.H.R.O.N.O.'s horrible. He's a bad main character. Don't worry about it. We'll get to that later. C.H.R.O.N.O.J.E.T. He did a lot of cool things. A lot of cool things on the meta. Eventually, people were like, no, this is stupid, and there was a reboot that happened. And Gear Chronicle all but died. You'll see the olds wherever. You're like, yo dog, you get these cards, but they have nothing to do with your old build, and hopefully it works. Spoilers, it didn't, but it does. Shut up, I'm working on it. And yeah, for a while now, Gear Chronicle didn't get support, and they suddenly released Chrono Fang. At least the fact that he's coming back, I mean. And that our boy Ryuzu is back. So, that's today. So, we actually didn't get an episode this week for Card Fight Vanguard, unless they're uploading it now, and I just haven't seen it yet. But, we have seen clips from the episode as it was leaked in other countries. I believe Malaysia, I think, is where it was. And it's a C.H.R.O.N.O.J.E.T episode. It's all about our boy Ryuzu. And he's a scientist, of course. So he recruited, I guess he's recruiting Rive Shindo, C.R.O.N.O.'s dad. And there was like a 5-second fight clip of C.H.R.O.N.O.J.E.T versus Aqua Force Revan, the coolest Aqua Force card. So that is all we know about the card right now. But let's just go over that clip real quick. I'm not going to have it on here because I can't edit that in. But basically, like I said, C.H.R.O.N.O.J.E.T versus Revan. We saw a turn of Rive being at 5 damage. And in the clip of him attacking, C.H.R.O.N.O.J.E.T was all alone on a force marker, swinging for 23,000. He had 2 cards in hand at the end of that turn, which means he had nothing left, and he just kind of drove check those 2 cards. And his 5 cards of damage to him were all counterblasted. Alright, so that's what we know. Going over this real quick, the nothing in hand thing, kind of, I could say 2 things about that. First of all, he's playing against an Axel deck. Ha ha ha, Axel makes a lot of attacks. But I guess that's one thing, is he could have guarded everything and had like nothing but the jet ready. Thing 2 though, going back to Bushiroad's recent comments about the news that's gonna feature Gear Chronicle, they're talking about how they're gonna get effects based on what you bind from hand. So that's possible that he did whatever cost and bound his hand to do a thing. So that's number 1. Number 2, him swinging alone for 23. Swinging alone, once again, goes back to fight against Axel or wanting to bind your hand. The Jet swings alone. But him going as 23 means that whatever effect he used does not increase his power, or he didn't use the effect to increase his power. we'll go back into effects in just a moment, analyzing this. Last thing is the counterblast. Now, right now, Gear Chronicle has like, I think 4 cards. We decided 4 cards that counterblast. They have Lost Legend, the current grade 3, who has an optional on-ride counterblast effect to draw a card. That is a big chunk if you do use it all the time, but once again, this is C.H.R.O.N.O.J.E.T and not Lost Legends. Odds are they won't be the same deck because Lost Legend requires the entire deck to be dedicated to him. We know nothing about Zodiac right now. I'm petting Coney. She's on the couch. That should be being cute. Look at this dog belly rubs. Sleepy girl. Yeah. Lost train of thought. So, yeah, right now, 4 cards counterblast. Lost Break, probably not. Lost Legend, probably not. The other 3 have counterblast 1 effects, and they're kind of support cards. There's a grade 3 and a grade 2 that both have an effect of binding a card to do the return back to deck thing for your opponent, which I'm just going to say time control. You're putting a card back in time, returning it back to deck. So yeah, they have 2 effects that let them time control. One of them binds from hands, one of them binds from field. And the last cards is a recent promo in the last episode down below. My finger's going. And Retro X Dragon, if you remember, counterblast 1, add a card back to hand by binding itself. So, they can't do this for real quick. Lost Legend, obviously not. There's no way he'd use that, because it's the main Vanguard skill only. The time control cards, maybe. The clip didn't really show me any of the Aquaforce units, just kind of showed Revan. But that said, Revan's skill requires a full field more or less, because you're resting all your dudes to give them the power up and stuff. So he probably had a full field. I can't see those time control effects coming into play that turn. And that might be what he does. Give that a second. And yeah, those 2 units would have been present on the field for that to happen because they stay on field. Like I could see maybe activate Ann, bind a card from hand, activate the grade 3, bind Ann or something like that. But then the grade 3 would still be on field, and he obviously only had C.H.R.O.N.O.J.E.T on the entire field. Yes, those 2. Retro X would go off after battle, so it's possible, but that would add a card to hand. So unless C.H.R.O.N.O.J.E.T's effects, for whatever reason, only gives him 1 drive check, then there's no way that he would have been with 2 cards in hand if he activated that Lost Break Dragon. So it's those 2. What did I say the third thing was? 2 cards in hand, counterblast 5, swing 11, that's 3. That's 3 things. Yeah, that said, let's go over Jet himself and kind of try and predict what he's going to do. So, Jet's had 3 main forms in the past. We're not talking about strides or anything. His strides have always... Oh, we will talk about strides. Right, so main forms first, then we'll go over strides like 2 seconds briefly. His main forms, his first one did a time control effect on stride. So send a card back. I'm just going to call the send card back effects time control to make it easier. So first card, time control. Second card was a time leap for Zodiac time beasts only. Going into that again for Zodiacs, please give us Zodiac support. That would make so much sense for Jet and Fang. But yeah, on stride, you get the time leap dude, which was their way of calling a card out of deck by binding another card from their field, kind of evolving it or whatever. So those 2, and the third one kind of combined both effects, where you could time control a card to superior call a card out of deck. That was higher than the card you spun in. So those are 3 main effects. The strides have always kind of had a restanding effect, where they get a secondary attack by doing a cost. The first one, you discarded cards. It's very reused theme among restanders. Second one, you spun cards that you controlled back to deck. You time controlled your own cards. And I guess Gear Groovy, he has 4 strides. Gear Groovy's probably my favorite of them, but I don't know if they'll focus on that yet, where he basically had the unique ability to combine cards. You create your own future kind of thing. That was really cool. Then, excuse me, last one had a time walk effect. If you guys know that from other games where you basically take another turn. And that's kind of his way of restanding, quote unquote, is that you get another turn. So that's more or less the things that Jet has been known to do, to time control cards, to time leap cards, and to take extra turns / free ride. Restand. That said, let's go into what he could possibly do for the reboots. As I said, he's probably going to have that triple-double spot. I would love for him to be VR. He deserves to be VR as one of the face of Gear Chronicle, but with the reboot doing nothing to do with old cards, and them trying to focus with Fang for Ryuzu, then probably not going to be seeing a double VR in the set for Gear Chronicle. Like, they did it once for Shadow Paladins, but there's still 3 clans in the set, and Genesis being one of them is the clan of the main character. If anyone's going to get that treatment, it's going to be him. So it's probably going to be a triple, kind of like what they did with Musketeers, that we get some support cards. Maybe we'll have C.H.R.O.N.O.J.E.T be our starter, which will be super cool. And it'll probably just be a little bit more basic because it's triple rare. So what I'm thinking, a couple effects came to my mind. Give them time control. I don't think they're going to have the time leap effect simply because of the lack of cards on field and lack of cards on hands, because like I can see Counterblast, bind a thing, do a thing. But what I'm thinking is like Counterblast, bind a thing, and you time control a card back in. It's like maybe he bound a card back from hand, spun a card into deck for Aqua Force, then kept on doing that over and over. That's whatever the Counterblast cost was. The other thing I just thought of as I was talking about his strides was the restand ability. This would be maybe, go back to the buddy fight thing, which I'll talk about in another video, is like once you hit that threshold, like maybe 12 cards, because tick tick, 12 thingies on a clock, 12 numbers. And like then you'll get the ability to maybe restand after you pay some ridiculous cost. So those are the real brief ramblings of me talking about Gear Chronicle. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. What's my boy Jet gonna do? I think he's either gonna have a restand ability or a time control ability. Just quickly brush off that. Time leap would be great, but it just doesn't seem right for what happened in the episode. Comment below. Like, subscribe if you subscribed. Like this video because we're talking about my boy C.H.R.O.N.O.J.E.T. And like it because Coney is freaking adorable. I love my dog. There she is. Look at her call. Show the snoot. There's the snoot. And until next time, this has been me talking about my boy. This episode of... I can't end these episodes properly. Gear Chronicle. C.H.R.O.N.O.J.E.T. My boy is back. This is the smile. I can't wait for April, so I could be broken by 10 billion playsets of Gear Chronicle. I press the stop button now. Bye-bye.